Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Pull Up with Limbs and Things. My name is Dr. Chanel James. I'm the physical therapist at Limbs and Things, where we serve aging adults in DC, in Maryland, and in Virginia. And our goal is to help you move from whatever you can't do to being able to do it. Tonight, we're talking with DHC Medical Supply Company, Mr. Kapor. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank
How
you
are
so
you?
much for having me, Chanel. It's a pleasure being on your show, and thank you.
Sure. So, a lot of times we have aging adults as we get older. We may need a device to help us move around. We may need a device to help us get up and down from the toilet or from different places in our cars and our homes. And so, tonight we're talking about some of those things and who you can get them from. If you're local, if you're in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, you can come to DHC Medical Supply. And tonight we're going to answer some of your questions. So, as always, pull up with limbs and things is to confirm something you know, to challenge something you don't know, and to give you an opportunity to share that information with someone else. So, if you have a question or a comment as we're talking, please put it in the chat. If you're live, please hashtag live. And if you are watching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. Mr. Kapoor, tell us a little bit about DHC Medical Supply.
So DHC Medical Supply is your neighborhood medical supply store. We are one-stop shop for all your medical supply needs. We have been around for 15 years and serving the local DC, Maryland, Virginia community. DHC Medical Supply is a retail store in Lanham, which is
Mhm.
open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's walk in, you come right in and take whatever. We also do deliveries all around DMV. And we have another retail location in Columbia. So, with our retail locations and home delivery, we are closer than you think.
That's awesome. It's great to know that you have the delivery option as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the equipment we can find in your locations.
Awesome. So, as I said, we are one stop shop. We have mobility items like walkers, canes, wheelchairs, rollators, power wheelchairs, scooters. We have bathroom safety items like shower chairs, grab bars, transfer benches, raised toilet seats, commodes. Then we have items for your joints like knee braces, back braces, ankle braces, cervical braces. We also have hospital beds, Hoyer lifts. We also have a very specialized bed, which I'm really proud of. It turns into a bed,
Okay.
comes up next to your hospital bed so you can do a transfer, and then it turns into a wheelchair so you can wheel them around. So it's a substitute for your Hoyer lift, but it's an
Yeah.
amazing thing. It's called a Barton chair. And then we have wound care items for chronic wounds, like basic wound care, advanced wound care. We have incontinence supplies, diapers, pads, creams, underpads, all that stuff. We also have washes and shampoos and all that stuff, so you can do sponge bath without sponge and water. So
Got
there's
it.
a waterless shampoos and stuff we have. We also have entire diabetic care, from diabetic shoes, diabetic lancets, strips, diabetic socks, creams, foot care items. Also, we now started getting continuous glucose monitors, so you don't have to prick your finger anymore. We also have urinary supplies like catheters and things like that. We have ostomy supplies. So we are one stop shop. Any medical supply you need, give us a call. We can take care of you most of the time. We just don't carry respiratory, no oxygen, no portable oxygen concentrators, no CPAP machines.
Gotcha. And you said you can contact us, and here's your information.
Yes. So you can, either stop by the store Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, give us a call or email us at that. This email is a generic email that goes to all of our staff members, so anybody can answer. The first one who sees it will answer the call to you. And the beauty is we do all the insurance paperwork. We take Medicare, DC Medicaid, Maryland Medicaid. We take Medicaid waiver. We take TRICARE, Blue Cross, WellCare, and almost all other PPOs. PPO insurances. We also take workman's comp.
Mm, that's great to know. Okay, so why are we talking about medical supply? As a physical therapist or any rehab specialist, we always have to refer for devices. It can be the ones that you mentioned before from the shower, which you probably get more so from an OT. For physical therapists, more so the mobility devices, your walkers, your canes, your crutches, even, and especially your wheelchairs. Now, there are a lot of times that people will get a wheelchair and then they're wondering, man, my wheelchair is falling apart. The tires are getting rotted. My brakes aren't locking as well. What's the information that they should know about their wheelchair
So
if you go
that,
through insurance?
and sorry, what's the last thing you said?
If you go through insurance to get another one.
Yes, yes, yes. So the nice thing is there are a couple of things to watch out, especially for Medicare. Medicare has a 5-year rule, which means you once you give you an equipment, you cannot get it. You cannot get it again through Medicare within those 5 years. So you have to wait the 5 year to get it again. And many times people think that whatever they get at the hospital provides. Hospital does not provide any medical supplies. It always comes through one of us, medical supply companies, and we bill Medicare. So whatever you got from the hospital, it's not free. It went through Medicare. They know about it, so it's a 5-year rule applies. Any repairs, most of the time repairs are covered during that time, but we repair all equipment that you may have, so we can do all the repairs. We can send the person out, tech out there to your home. Of course, it's not going to be, there can be a little bit of charge for us to come out to your home to repair it, but many times Medicare covers it. It's not simple, it's complicated. You have to prove that you got it this year, this is how you got it, prove the receipts, have all that stuff. Sometimes many people think it's so much easier to just pay it out of pocket, get it done, because
Right.
it's not worth the headache trying to bill Medicare for the repairs for small items. But power wheelchair, when a controller goes bad, then yes, you're gonna need Medicare to pay for this because it's a few $100s.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it's important to know a lot of people think you can just get a power wheelchair. However, physical therapists and your physician have to be involved in order to quantify and qualify you for getting that power chair. If you are, say, you're having a respiratory issue and a mobility issue, then you're more likely to get the power chair as someone who versus someone who does not have the respiratory issue. So
That
those
is
are,
so.
yeah, go ahead.
Yep. That is so true because people watch TV and they see that people sitting on power wheelchairs playing basketball with their grandchildren or folding clothes. If you can play basketball, you will not qualify for a power wheelchair.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because for power wheelchair, just to let you know, you already know that, Chanel, but let your viewers to know, for somebody to qualify for a power wheelchair, physical therapists and doctors have to certify that you cannot walk on your own in your house. You
Hmm.
cannot use a cane or a walker in your house. You cannot use a wheelchair in your house, and you're not even stable enough to use a scooter in the house.
Yep.
That's when Medicare gives you a power wheelchair. Medicare does not give you a power wheelchair to go down the hallway and go in the dining room and eat dinner. They really don't, as much as it's a necessity. They do not see it as a necessity. They only give you mobility devices for your ADLs, which is activity of daily living. That's when the
Exactly.
physical, it's wonderful to have you, both of us here, because we work so closely. You do the home evals and determine, and you do the patient evals, you determine the limitations, and you recommend the equipment and items that need to stay safe and thriving at their own homes.
Right.
That's where we come in. We take your recommendation. The physician gives us a prescription. Physician means doctor, any doctor, not just a physician, but nurse practitioner and NPs also. And then we provide the items.
Right. Absolutely. This is a hand in hand operation in terms of getting your device. Okay, so let's talk about from a PT perspective. There are certain settings that we work in where you actually get the device. And I know you mentioned how you go to the hospital and you get a device and you think that it's coming from the PT who's actually handed it to you or from the hospital, but it's not. It's really coming from a supply company. But then you also have to consider that as you get this device, you want to be able to go down. from, say, you're getting a walker and you want to be able to use a cane. So let's talk about the person who has a device through Medicare that's a walker, but now they're doing better and they want to get a cane, or they want to go, say, a quad cane, and then they want to go to a single point cane. Can we talk about that?
Yes. Oh, that's a very interesting question. I like that question because Medicare, it's easier for Medicare and insurances to go progressively worse. It's hard for them to go progressively better. Give you the
Yeah.
example of a power wheelchair and a scooter. If you have a power wheelchair, physician and physical therapy has to certify that that's your limitation. You cannot get better, right?
Mm,
So if you had
right.
say you had a walker, now you want to go to quad cane, that's going better and going down on the mobility limitations, getting better. You have to have medical records to prove that you're going to get better. Otherwise, Medicare will deny it. They say you can
Right.
go from walker to wheelchair, no problem. We see you getting worse. From from a wheelchair to a scooter, yes, you can do that. From a scooter trying to go to a wheelchair, oh my God, it's almost impossible.
That's a shame, isn't it? Isn't that a shame? That's a shame.
It is a total shame because that goes totally against the physical therapist model because the
Yeah.
whole purpose of physical therapy is to make you better.
Yes. Yeah. So that's important for you to know. If you have um, a walker and you want to go to a cane, you probably should just go get the cane on your own.
Yes.
Okay, so
And it's
let's
not
talk
that
about the.
bad. These,
Go ahead.
when you talk about these items, they're not that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that it's going to hurt your pocket too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like when for example, a quad cane is $39.
39.
So walk 39. So from
Okay.
if you go walk in a quad cane, it's like what? Less than a dinner out.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the person who shops on Amazon or shops at Walgreens versus coming to your store,
I
and
love
the
it.
benefits of coming to a medical supply store versus somebody who does not specialize in those things.
Right. So I'll give you the mobility example, mobility item example. Probably, let's say Quadkin. You could probably get a Quadkin cheaper on Amazon. Maybe. I don't know. I don't shop around, right? Or Walker. Or items like that, or maybe a rollator cheaper. First of all, how are you going to put it together? Are you going to put it together correctly? And
Yes.
second, who's going to size it? How are you going to size it? And third, what is the quality are you getting? Are you getting the right quality? Does it fit your dimensions?
Hmm.
Right? Does it fit your weight capacity? You do not think about all that stuff. You just buy it on these online stores. That's why people tell me, marketers come to me, oh, we need to update the online store. No, I want people to come to the store so I can see them, look at their mobility things, and give them the right item and size it for them so it's useful. People come
Hmm.
to my store all the time and say, oh, I bought this from Amazon, it's not working, it's broken. Well, let me fix it. Well, you put it in incorrectly. The right and the left on the rollator are reversed, right?
Yes.
Let me fix it. Then they have to
Right.
pay me to do that, right? As opposed to now in the end, you're actually spending more money. I had this one person who actually got a shower wheelchair
Hmm.
from Amazon, right? The brake kept on getting loose. I had it kept on selling him new brakes all the time, and in the end, they said, "Ashok, it's so expensive." I said, "I know. You saved $50 going on Amazon. You've already paid me $200 on top of that. So it would have been
Yeah.
better because whatever you buy from us, we repair and maintain it right there at the store. You never have to call any warranties. We take care of all the warranty repairs because we are authorized repair centers for all the manufacturers that we sell items for.
Good.
Another cool, interesting thing that you will notice is incontinence supplies, diapers.
Hmm.
You can buy diapers from Costco, from CVS, from all these internet and stuff, right? The diaper manufacturers sell two different grades of diapers under the same label. For
Yep.
example, Tena on CVS is totally different than Tena that I sell in my store. They make a consumer grade and they make a hospital grade. Consumer grade is what is in CVS, and hospital grade is with me. And I challenge people. I tell them my diapers are cheaper than Costco diapers and CVS diapers because you do not look at the diaper cost per diaper. You should look at the diaper cost per day.
Mm,
If CVS diapers you change 7, 8 times a day, with my diaper, same brand, you're going to change maybe 5 or 6 times a day. So if you
saving.
save a couple of diapers a day, you're actually cheaper from me than from
Right.
those pharmacy places.
That's a good point. I'm gonna have to use that when I tell people to come, as opposed to just the fact that you can make the repair, but the grades definitely is a considerable factor in the longevity of what their supplies are lasting. But
Hmm.
that's very true in terms of sizing devices, because people, they'll leave it in the box when I come see them, and then they'll say, "Oh, can you help me put this together?" Because I bought it on Amazon, but I don't know how to use it. Or they do what you said, they put the wheels on the wrong side and are wondering why it's not working properly. So yes, it's so
Hmm.
important to have the right professional to make sure that the device that you purchase is actually giving you the benefit that you are seeking.
Exactly. I'll give you another quick example. I just thought about it. A friend of mine, for her mother, she bought this walker online and set it up herself. Doesn't matter, right? Then she says she needs to modify her bathroom because it's, you know, three
Too
or four
loud.
inches too small.
Oh,
That
it's
walker does not go there.
uh huh.
Me being a friend, I said, okay, you know what? I'll give you free advice. I'm not going to charge you. Reverse the wheels. Put the
Mm-hmm.
wheels on the inside.
Yep.
Oh my God, I can get in
That's
the
it.
bathroom now.
Right. Yep.
Those are small things that we know that we can help you with, that
Exactly.
you cannot get that answers on the internet.
That is so true. Okay, so let's talk about some questions that I got. Let's see. Um, Here's one. It's specifically about compression socks. Do you need a prescription for compression socks?
You do not need a prescription to buy compression socks. The what prescription helps me is giving the prescription strength and the length, right? So if you say, "Oh, I need compression socks," what compression strength do you need? Do you need 15-20? You need 20-30? You need 30-40? I don't know. I just need compression socks, right? Or
Yep.
what length do you need? You need knee high thigh? Well, I'm fine with knee high. Fine. Where is your edema? Let me know. Well, it really hurts on top of the thigh. Well, knee high is not going to help
I
you, right?
can't
So
fit.
it's right. So better to go to a provider, get the get the proper evaluation, get the prescription so you can come and then get the right stockings for me. And also, as you get higher on compression, say you have 20-30 compression, especially when you go 30-40 compression, there are some contraindications.
Right.
CHF, congestive heart failure, is a contraindication for compression stockings.
Mm-hmm.
So people who want to get higher grade, I said, get me a prescription. So this way they're covered. So they don't have CHF and they get a 20-30 compression, or, if they get 20-30 thigh high and pantyhose, now their CHF, congestive heart failure, is getting worse, right?
Right.
So there are some considerations to get compression stockings.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point that you bring up. A lot of times we Google everything, or we think that the internet has all of the answers, but some things a healthcare professional is more prone to knowing the specifics about you. And if
Mhm.
you don't have the things that are specific to you at the knowledge of having the device, then it doesn't help you. It just defeats the purpose.
Right. And compression stocking. Few people have come to me, well, I bought them for a Dick's Sporting Store. No, they're under compression. Yes, they're compression. They're not medical compression
It's
stockings. Dick's
it's the
Sporting Goods. They have the sports compression.
yeah, yeah.
Like that is not medical grade compression. That is not what is used for your medical condition.
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Um, so tell us the ones. I guess the other question is which devices need a prescription. But if we go from what you just said, it should just be based upon what you're looking
Right.
at and determining case by
Right.
case.
So almost nothing that I sell in the store needs a prescription, right? But anything you want reimbursed through insurance needs a prescription. The reason is medical healthcare insurance is only reimburse items that are medically necessary. and only a healthcare provider or physician can certify things that are medically necessary. And most of the time, it's an your healthcare provider doing it. There are certain items that a chiropractor or a podiatrist can write as a prescription that is valid. But most of the other times, it's going to be a primary care physician or a specialist that actually writes a prescription.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what other question I have here. Okay, so compression socks. We were talking about grades. Let's get a little more detailed with those because
Okay.
Amazon has them, and people think that it's the same as what
Right.
is listed, say on your website.
Right. So I'll tell you. One of the things people say, "Oh, I need large compression stocking." How do you know large? Well, I'm large. No, you're not large. Yes, I am. Well, come here. Let me measure you.
Hmm.
But I'm not medium. It's like compression stockings are compression stockings. We are trained. I'm a certified fitter. We can also do custom fittings, lymphedema also. So all my staff
Hmm.
they're all certified fitters. We can do custom compression stockings and lymphedema stockings for all ages. I've, I have done lymphedema garments for a 6 month to year old baby.
Hmm.
It's all, yeah, that was sad. But no, it actually worked out, got better, right? But compression stockings, there are the compression stockings that medical grade compression stockings are called gradient compression. And they're medically certified compression. So when a compression stocking says 1520,
Hmm.
it is 20 millimeters of mercury at the ankle, and grade is slowly goes down to the 15 at the other end. May it
Hmm.
be the calf or on top of the calf or on top of the thigh or top of the pantyhose. So what that does is moves your fluid with more compression at the ankle, less compression at the upper extremity. It just moves the helps the movement of the fluid, so your edema and your venous insufficiency gets better,
Hmm.
right? So the ones that you buy online and sporting stores, they are not gradient compression. They are for sports and not for medical issues. So there are 1520 compression, there is 2030 compression, there is 3040 compression, then there is goes higher up. I've done compressions up to 60 millimeters of mercury, and especially people who have lymphedema, you need much higher grade compression.
Right.
And compression is determined by the severity of your vascular issues,
Right.
right? So that's
Hmm.
how it's determined. So the vascular surgeon or some other person determines your severity of your vascular issues, and they come to us for compression stockings, and we measure them. Every manufacturer has different ranges for small, medium, large, extra large, or whatever. So we measure them, and we tell you what size. And just because a stocking looks this little doesn't mean it's not going to fit you. They're stretchy.
Right.
So when you start
Hmm.
putting it on, it works. And we actually tell you how to properly put on compression stockings, because there is a right way and a wrong way. And if you
Yeah.
put it on the wrong way, it's going to make it worse than better.
Very good. Okay, if you're watching and you have a question, please type it in the chat and we will respond to it. Is there anything else that you think is really important for an aging adult to know, or someone who's possibly purchasing a device for someone and they're not the aging adult?
Right. So one thing that I, run into from time to time
Hmm.
is the the ego feeling, or feeling that if I have an assisted device, I'm getting old and I'm not, and I'm invalid. It
Yes.
is opposite. I tell them it's not. It is an assistive device, so you can be mobile, because without that device, you will have more mobility limitations.
Hmm.
And some people think, oh my God, if I walk around with a cane, people are going to think I'm old. Fine. We have folding canes. Fold it
Yeah.
on and put it in your purse.
Hmm.
Take it out when you need it, so you don't fall. Because, as you already know, but to let your listeners and watchers know,
Hmm.
when you get older, your bones are more brittle, which
Yeah.
means when you You fall, you're much more prone to fractures. And when you fall, one of the biggest fracture that you may more likely fracture you have is hip fracture. And they're very, very, very hard to heal. So why not have an assisted device that makes you be mobile and less risk of falling so you can be healthy and thriving and be able to do everything you want to do? Because if you get sick, all your family members go around you and they have to quit whatever they're doing and take care of you.
That's true. Absolutely. Sometimes I've heard, because I've asked some people that, I refer them for this device, and then they'll say, well, it's just my pride. I can't do it. I'll walk around and hold furniture all day, but I tell them, well, you won't be at home all the time. And you have to go out, you have to enjoy life still, and you cannot fall. And a way that you won't fall is to have a device. And this device doesn't have to be long term, but if you use it now and you use it properly, then you can be at a point where you don't need it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to give you an example of my father-in-law. He had 2 years ago, he had a multiple strokes. He came home because of his determination. He was walking up and down the stairs within 2 months.
Awesome.
So, as you said, just because he can assist, because he got a hospital bed and commode and all that stuff, day one,
Hmm.
he was walking up and down within 2 months. He didn't need anything. He returned everything.
That's great.
It was great. So,
Yeah,
with proper care and proper therapy, you can get better. Just because you have an assisted device today doesn't mean your life is over.
true. So, speaking of that, the person who has the device and no longer needs it, what can they do? Can they return it? What can they do? Or should they keep
So,
it?
two answers for that.
Okay.
Medicare for certain items considers item purchase, like a walker, a cane. Those things are purchased. So once you have it, you own it. Other items, bigger items like a wheelchair, a scooter, a power wheelchair, a hospital bed, a Hoyer lift, those items are considered rental items because many times you don't need it the whole time. So
Right.
Medicare says if you return it within the first 13 months, it goes
That's
back to the company. But
okay.
after 13 months, they consider it long-term use, and you the ownership transfers over from the medical supply store to them. So they own that. Once you own an item, it's very hard to bring it back to medical supplies because people call me so many times, oh, my loved one doesn't need it anymore. Can I sell it to you?
Hmm.
I cannot buy used equipment because of liability reasons. Say I took somebody's walker, cleaned it up, and gave it to somebody else, and the other person fell. The walker broke.
You're liable.
I am liable personally because I don't know what happened to the previous walker. Was it fixed? Was it welded? What if somebody did do something to it? I have no idea. And I don't have traceability. If I sell a walker and something happens, the walker breaks and the person gets injured, I have traceability. I bought it from the manufacturer. I have the invoices, and their liability covers me because I have traceability back to them.
Hmm.
So I've thought about from time to time. I want to start a used, refurbished medical supply business, but I don't want to start a third business.
We should talk then, because there are so many people who have devices, and I don't think they're over that 13-month um, frame. But a physical therapist can really assess it to know if it's safe for someone to use again. But we should talk about
I like that.
that.
Yes, let's do that. Yes.
Yeah, because there I see in homes like items that are stacked up that are not being used that are good, good devices that someone else could possibly benefit from. But yes,
Awesome.
that's good. Okay, so you shared a lot of information that's good for people to know. Is there anything as a final thought that you want to give, or if anyone has a question, we'll answer it before we go?
I suggest, and I tell this to people all the time, call us. Call us, let us know what's going on because many times I see people coming to my store for one item. They say, I want an underpad. And you start talking to them and they have other things that we carry that helps them that they have no idea about, right? Call
Right.
us up, tell us what's going on, let us give you recommendations on what we have. We do consulting, as probably 70% of my time, we just as consulting. We tell people what we have, what we don't have, what is covered, what is not covered.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are not these salespeople think, oh my God, buy it today for $10 less or else you will never get it again. No. The way I run my business is let's get the right items to the people so it's useful for them and helps them with the loved one they're taking care of.
That's great. So if we want to come to you, go ahead. You want to say
One
something?
more thing I wanted to mention that it just came to me talking about that.
Sure.
Diapers. Back to diapers.
Mm-hmm.
Diapers you're supposed to change. That there is a home care rule that you change diapers every 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? What do you do as a caretaker if you are the only one taking care of a loved one every 2 to 3 hours? You're going to change diaper. When are you going to sleep?
Right.
Right? So they make nighttime diapers. We have them, we carry them. That diaper holds the person's excrements for 8 to 10 hours and keeps them dry.
I was about to say it keeps them dry. Okay,
Keeps
good.
them dry. So which means you as a caretaker, caregiver, can sleep right along with the person and be well rested till the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Not have to get up in the middle of the night and change the diapers. That's very important.
Totally. Very much so. Tell me what's the name of that?
It's called Tranquility All Through the Night.
Tranquility through the night. Okay.
All through
That's
the
good
night.
to know.
Yep.
I'll
And
shoot
we
that
have them.
information too. So if you want to go to DHC Medical Supply, here's the address. Mr. Kapor, is there anything else you want us to know about coming to this location? You also have one in Columbia, right?
I'm born in Colombia. So this Lanham location is right by the Red Lobster on 450 that almost everybody knows Red Lobster in Lanham.
Yeah.
So there. So one in Colombia is close to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So come there, give us a call, let us know what you need, and let us tell you what we have and what is covered, what is not covered.
Awesome. And they take all types of insurances, but if you're in need, you want to know, use that number, use that email address to get more information.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you ever need physical therapy services, you can always contact Limbs and Things at limbsandthings.com, limbsandthings@gmail.com, or you can give us a call at 202-643-2636. Pull up with Limbs and Things is to confirm something you know, challenge something you don't know, and give you an opportunity to share this information with someone else. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge about medical supply equipment, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Chanel. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate all of us that are all of you guys that are watching and listening.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.